these American streamers are going back to the motherland and really showing y'all that Africa is not as bad as y'all think it is, or it's not broke. They do have wealthy people in Africa.
So do I regret coming to Africa? Hell no!
Can y'all stop asking us to come to Africa? Underneath all of our videos, whenever we're speaking about something and speaking about what we're going through, here come y'all from Africa. But where were you while we struggled? After you sold our ancestors to the white man, how come you didn't want us to come over there then? How come your people didn't make a way to come and rescue us?
I'm so happy that
America hate Africa. They hate us. Hey.
America hates Africa?
Hate
I never heard that.
How you... Come on, gang. Every picture they showed you of Africa been places with no water, dirt bags, like starving kids, and that's not even how Africa look. Every picture they showed you, they hate them because they can't even show their good side, so they gotta hate Africa. Because they made me think that Africa was just a poor country, and you don't want to go there. But that's not true. That's one small part of Africa. But that's the only part they showed you on commercials over and over again, over and over again. So they want to get you the picture that if you black, this what your home look like. Yeah, but you wouldn't understand.
Well, tell me.
I'm learning. I just told you wouldn't understand, gang, how I go. But Africa not up as they say it is. Who? I'm African too. Oh, you ain't know I was African? Yeah, I'm from Kemet.
Africa is beautiful. Does Africa have houses? Actually, we don't have any houses in Africa. The only houses we have here are huts, which are already occupied by the rich people. But for those of us who are poor, we just live in the jungle with the wild animals. Sometimes we cuddle up in the lion's den with the lions, or sleep in the zebra cave with the zebras. And also sometimes we just sleep on trees. And that's how we survive without houses in Africa. Yeah.
Black Americans aren't African. We're American. The continent of Africa is not the motherland. America is. America's way older than the continent of Africa. Why do you think America's all through America is built up and Africa's not? Come on now, you guys got to do your math. Stop listening to these colonizers who told you Africa's the motherland and everybody's African. Come on now, stop. They literally are using the Charles Darwinism theory of everybody evolved from Neanderthals, and they were trying to say that black people were the Neanderthals. That's why everybody traces back to Africa, and it's false. It's bullocks. It's bull crap. Right? We know the American lands are way older, way prominent, way more significant than the continent of Africa. I mean, literally, guys, the access to fresh water here is unbelievable. On the continent of Africa, they only have 9% of the world's fresh water. This is why most of them are malnutrition or malnourished, excuse me. It's not because of they're not getting enough help. No, they're getting the most help out of every single continent in the entire world. They are number one when it comes to foreign aid, right? So it's not because they're not getting help. They're literally the biggest charity case in the world, right? The world is donating to the continent of Africa, yet the continent's still not built up. They're still having water problems. They're still having food problems. They're still having electricity problems, right? It's because that land is not the motherland. That land is actually the most malnourished land in all of the world, okay? That's why everybody flocks to America, bro. You notice everybody vacations everywhere in the world except Africa, bro. Nobody says, oh, I'm about to go vacation to Africa. All right, I understand they got the year of repatriation, all of that great stuff, trying to get all of us back to Africa. We're not from Africa. We are the American Indians, the copper-colored Americans, the top Americans who Christopher Columbus and the many explorers found when they got here. All right? This is our stuff. This is our land. This is our history. This is our culture. Why do you think the world follows us? Why do you think the world loves our culture? Why do you think the world copies everything we do? Because we are the promised people from the promised land. All right? Period. Welcome to the cookout.
Tuesday night in Pennsylvania, President Trump admitted saying something about African countries that at the time, 2018, he denied saying, and that was whether or not he called African countries shithole countries. First, let's start with his admission Tuesday night in Pennsylvania.
We had a meeting, and I say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right?
Now, back up 7 years, and that is not what President Trump said. He denied on Twitter using that language. And when Senator Dick Durbin, Democrat of Illinois, publicly said that President Trump used that word, he said that it was not true. Senator David Perdue, then a Georgia Republican senator, went on TV and said it was not true.
I'm telling you he did not use that word, George, and I'm telling you it's a gross misrepresentation. How many times do you want me to say that?
But here we go. This is always the problem with people who deny facts and reality as related to Donald Trump, is that sooner or later he almost always confirms the story that was reported at the time. We should note in 2018, as we covered at the time, his comments were applauded by some of the worst people in the world.
Well, you know who loved the news? Racists. Racists such as David Duke tweeting Trump spoke blunt, hard truth. And racists such as Richard Spencer saying of Haiti, quote, the problem is it's filled with shithole people. If the French dominated, they could make it great again. Hashtag make Haiti great again. The neo-Nazi Daily Stormer website said, quote, this is encouraging and refreshing as it indicates Trump is more or less on the same page as us. With regards to race and immigration, the real issue is all of these shitty brown people who come to the country exclusively to parasite off of us.
So the people who were defending Trump then were wrong, and regrettably.
Okay, welcome back to this YouTube space, because now we have seen all things happening for a reason. Why did America call Africa a shithole?
80% of African Americans, stop pretending, cannot afford to come to Africa.
Wow, really?
I'm saying they cannot afford. They may want it in their heart, but America has them shoes, have them bootstrapped, tied. Because guess what? They have to pay mortgage every month. They have to pay their car note every month. They have to pay their insurance every month. They can't even watch DSTV unless they pay every month.
Wow.
So how are you going to have money to say, let me go back and learn about my family, my history, my roots from every month? You have to worry about, I got to pay this. I got to pay. When do you get a break to think?
Wow.
But that's the system. This allows me to control you left, right. Because you never have time to stop and say, oh, how do I work on this, or where do I go from here? You don't have that time. And when you live in America, most people, if they're being honest, on the first of the month, from the 1st to about the 20th, 25th of the month is when you finish paying your bills.
Wow. Wow.
You probably got about maybe 5 to 7 days in a month that you can.
Well, there are multiple cries of racism aimed at the president tonight after he used an expletive to describe several countries that are black majority and lauded the country of Norway, which is majority white. And now even Republicans are calling for an apology. What had been a day of negotiations on an immigration deal.
Deal or no deal, Senator?
No deal yet. There's got to be one because we're running out of time.
Turned into another PR debacle for the president after word leaked out about comments he made in an Oval Office meeting. The Washington Post first breaking the news that when Trump learned of a plan that would restore protections for immigrants from countries like Haiti, El Salvador, and several African nations, the president apparently growing frustrated, leading him to say, why are we having all these people from expletive hole countries come here? The Post reporting the president then went on to say that the U.S. should bring in more people from countries like Norway. The White House did not verify that the president made those statements, but it has not denied them either. The backlash was immediate and strong. Local Congressman Ted Lieu writing on Twitter, once again, Donald Trump is dividing our nation. His statement today in the Oval Office was beyond the pale even for him. But it was Republicans as well.
And how have Speed diverted the narrative from their own thinking something else? Because they have made Africa look like a poor country, beggars, sick people who are sick, hopeless, and everything. But Speed came with his own story and made them believe that Africa is not a shithole anymore. This is African Hero. What you do here, kindly subscribe here. Share the video and comment below. Tell me what you think about the video, because we have to know that Africa is awakening. Alright? Clips here. I'll come back with more commentary on the video.
GOP Congresswoman Mia Love of Utah, a Haitian American, writing the president must apologize to both the American people and the nations he so wantonly maligned. And Republican Congresswoman from Florida, Elena Ross-Layton, writing, the president, calling Haiti a blank hole country, ignores the contributions thousands of Haitians have made to our South Florida community and nation. Language like that shouldn't be heard in locker rooms, and it shouldn't be heard in the White House.
And of course, that locker room mention in reference to what President Trump called locker room talk when he was still running for the office of president, when he was caught on that hot mic on the Access Hollywood bus tape when he was bragging about grabbing women's genitals without permission. Now, a White House spokesman did release a statement today that said in part certain Washington politicians choose to fight for foreign countries, but President Trump will always fight for the American.
So do I regret coming to Africa? Hell no. Hope that don't get you censored, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. One of my biggest regrets is not getting here sooner. You know, I wish we'd have got here a little earlier.
Right.
You know, and maybe learn the language. And you know what? It's raining on us right now.
What we gonna do? You want to go to another area, or we just stick it on the rain? Cause
No, I ain't getting wet.
You know, they tell you, well, you go to Africa, you gotta take, shots, and you gotta take like 5 or 6 different, types of shots to save you from this, save you from that, save you from this.
Why does that rumor even exist, though?
I mean, because they know the value of black people going back home. Can you just imagine if African Americans in America decided, you know what, man, America, we going back home, and then all the value that we bring here, we took over there.
There's some stuff that I'm doing here that I never thought I would do in America. You know?
Like what?
It's just, for instance, I'm exploiting the river right here with the cage. It's not something I would think about doing in America, you know?
I'll show you, I don't know if you can see a house. There's a house back there that's 4,000 square feet, and I told you this is sitting on about 12 hectares. In America, our house was the size of our bedroom.
Right.
So do I regret coming to Africa? Hell no. Hell no.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be doing that in America, or being in a resort like this and helping the employees out, the people from this village out. And so to me, I feel like I can help way more people here than I can help in America, but that's just me.
I mean, you don't want to go back?
No, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back.
Why?
I found a home here.
Real, man. No, that's real. That's real. That's
Think
real.
about it.
That's real. That's real.
Hey, yo, I know I talk big shit about Africa, B, but after watching this ishowspeed stream in Africa, South Africa, and Johannesburg and all over, like, yo, I'm coming. Yo, listen, everybody who I offended, all those Africans down there in South Africa and Burkina Faso and all, yo, my bad. Yo, call me Kunta Kinte, because I'm on my motherfucking way. I'll see y'all in a minute. Speed's showing me the real side of Africa right now. Like, yo, man, you got some places out there that are it just scream home to your soul. Good looking, Speed. Call me Kunta. I'm coming home. Gotta get ready for my Africa trip. They're teaching us how to dance at home back in Africa, y'all. We gotta learn this. Oh, my bad. Hey, I'll be home soon, y'all.
An African lifestyle.
More than ever, our people are coming back to the motherland. More diasporans are returning, connecting, and investing in Africa than ever before. And while there are countless success stories, there are also unfortunate situations that could have been avoided. Due Diligence Africa is your essential guide to navigating the motherland with confidence. Whether you're traveling, investing, or relocating, this book gives you clear, practical tools to verify people, places, and opportunities so you can make informed decisions at every step. It provides actionable frameworks for assessing credibility, spotting red flags, and avoiding costly mistakes. If you want to pursue the African dream safely, responsibly, and successfully, Due Diligence Africa equips you with the knowledge and
I'm so happy that these American streamers are going back to the motherland and really showing y'all that Africa is not as bad as y'all think it is, or it's not broke. They do have wealthy people in Africa. It's very beautiful. The culture is good. I seen a creator in here that was actually tearing up because he did not know Africa is beautiful and there's wealth back there. And I just don't get it. You would think it's common sense because everywhere in the world has a good part and a bad part. Like Africa, you have the village and then you have the city. Just like America, you have the hood that's in poverty and then you have the suburbs. The fact that America brainwashed y'all for years to thinking that Africa is this bad place, it's dusty, there's no food, there's no clothes, people there walking around shoeless, their kids are starving. Don't get me wrong, you literally have family that's in bad poverty, but it's the same as the USA. There's a whole bunch of homeless people on the streets that don't have nowhere to stay. You see them all dingy, you see them all dirty. They're starving. Africa is not the shithole that America wants it to be. It's just not that. It's very beautiful. And I'm glad other influencers are opening other people's eyes to see that Africa is a beautiful place. They have good food. They have beautiful women. They have good constructed houses. I can go on and on and on and on. Stop being so ignorant to the bullshit. Like, stop. It's 2026. Let's start using our minds.
So remember when Trump called Haiti, African nations, and San Salvador shithole countries? Now, I'm quite sure you remember Haiti. And I want to make sure I include all three because as we see, his racism is in full blast. Don't tell me he's not being racist. So let me tell you how this statement even came about. They were talking to Trump about the visa lottery system. And he's upset with the lottery system. He don't want anybody coming from those countries. So he was going on. And the president asked, why should we give Haiti special consideration? And this was his statement. Why do we need more Haitians? Take them out. I'm quite sure you could hear a pin drop in the room. And somebody from the back yelled, because if you do, it will be obvious why. Because it's racism. It was in full display. And you know how you know that is racism? Because he said the U.S. should have more people coming from Norway. Norway. He don't have a problem with them migrating over here. One of the whitest countries in the world. So initially he denied the statement. And then on that Friday, he railed on Twitter talking about the Democrats, that they seem intent on having people and drugs poured into the country from the southern border, risking thousands of lives in the process. It is my duty to protect the lives and safety of all Americans. We must build a great wall. Think merit and end lottery and chain. Your wife came in for an Einstein visa. I see nothing that she's intellectual whatsoever. But yeah, this is how you know that it's racism. And I don't see how you can ignore it. Now, it's very easy to recall that he called Haiti a shithole nation, right? That's the headline. But I think it's very important that when you're talking to someone that Trump is racist, that you have the whole story behind you. You know why he said what he said.
Welcome back. Africa has been known to be the most poorest continent in the world. They even called Africa as a country. How shameful are they? They call Africa a shithole country, a poorest continent. Africa is not a country, first thing first. Africa ain't a country. Africa is a continent that has over 54 countries in it. So Americans want to act so dumb with us because they feel like Africa, we don't see this thing happen. They want to act dumb with our struggles, our names, our identity, and our belonging. They have made Africa look so poor. But Speed planned to come to Africa, tour Africa, to showcase how Africa looks like. How Africa appears on real life, real time. Tell me, why did Trump call Africa a shithole, and why did ishowspeed came and did the live streaming? Instead, if Speed really didn't like Africa, just came with his team, do the videos of some ghetto places, ghetto areas, and post on media. Then he'd be like, Africa, I told you earlier, Africa is so poor. Look at this. Look at the river. Look at the water. They don't have even water. Who dares in the world survive without water? Who in this life live without water? Nobody can survive without water, right? Because everybody needs water to survive. Wash their face, wash their body, and everything. So Africa, they have been made Africa growing. Trump has been born Africa growing. Africa has been there. So how come Trump today comes to call Africa a shithole? Black people in America are so furious because they have been being taught about that Africa is poor, dangerous. Africa is hostile. You can't live there. But now after seeing speed streaming in Africa, they have been now they're like, okay. So all along we have been being lied to. We have been being told the fake stories. We have been being hidden something from Africa. They are crying emotionally because they are feeling this thing in their hearts. It's hurting them. It's painful to them. And now, how far will this thing go? How far will they still believe in Trump's stories in the histories? Tell me in the comments. What do you think when a country, when people or a community loses, open the eyes? Because whenever people open the eyes, the stories erase. Stories can erase, can go, can disappear. Because there is a new beginning in everything. There's a new start, a new story that is being meant after this whole struggle, we are now seeing that Africa is beautiful. Africa is magical. Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa, Nigeria, Sudan, everywhere in Africa, people are happy. People choose to be happy over small needs of depending on some country that don't even care about us, that we are beggars, that we are sick, like we are in need of them. But no, not anymore, because Africans, Black Americans are now waking up. They're now choosing to leave America and where's abroad? Africa. Africa is the home. Africa is where they are born. Africa is the motherland of it all. So stop following these whole things on the media. That Africa is blah 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 blah. Africa is poor. Africa is dangerous. Africa still live in the bush. Africa still hunt. People hunt. Yeah, we hunt. And if somebody, a tribe in Kenya called Maasai tribe, they hunt to see the power of the man. You're turning from a boy to a man. It is a set of conversion from a boy to a man. That's the only way we hunt. Not hunt for food. Not anymore. Because we have butchers in Africa. But there's also butchers everywhere in the world. So Americans are called Africa shithole because Africa was meant, or he wanted to make people in America believe that Africa is poor, don't have money, don't have anything. They just beg for help and everything. Not anymore, Trump. We are awakening. We are going beyond our limits, and the sky is the limit. Not even anymore. We go beyond the sky. Go to heaven. Peace be with you and I'm out. God bless you. Till next episode. I love you.